Hello, everybody. So we are back with another episode of We the People podcast. We're on episode 3, and today's title will be Business Professional and Business Casual Attire. So we're focusing on clothing today, attire. We're going to tell y'all some do's and don'ts. And we're just going to have a discussion about what to wear and what not to wear, okay? All right, so I'm going to get into the introductions.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mariah Couch. I am a sophomore civil engineering student from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I will be serving as your Miss Sophomore this year.
Hey everybody, my name is Miles Norwood. I'm a sophomore psychology student from Atlanta, Georgia, and I will be serving as the Mr. Sophomore this year.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaden Ski, and I'm a sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm serving as the vice president.
Hello everybody, my name is Brianna Elbert. I'm a biology pre-med student from Kernersville, North Carolina, and I serve as your chief of staff for the sophomore class.
All right. My name is Corey Smith. I'm a sophomore class president. I'm a criminal justice student from Charlotte, North Carolina. All right.
Hi, my name is Nayla Maple. I am a sophomore animal science student from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hello, my name is James Toon. I'm a criminal justice student from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
All right, so the reason we're focusing on attire today is because business professional and business casual attire is so important when it comes to going to events, going to programs and stuff like that. Like, it's one of the main things that's outlined like on flyers usually. So I feel like it's very important. So it's a topic that we had to touch up on. So we'll first just get into some of the do's and don'ts. I know you all brought some with you, so let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to share theirs first?
I can go first.
Okay, sure.
So my do's for business attire, and this goes for business professional and business casual, is simple jewelry and closed-toed shoes. I know a lot of people don't know that, but you don't want to have too much like distracting jewelry, and you want to make sure you have closed-toed shoes. And then my don'ts are loud colors. You definitely want to keep it neutral. Don't draw too much attention to yourself. And then short skirts are also a no. You want to make sure everything is the knee or below.
And why is necessary? So like when it comes to the jewelry and stuff, like what signs does like flashy, like what can that tell somebody, like an interviewer or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
I think that when you have really flashy jewelry, it's not really about what it tells. It's just a distraction.
Yep.
It's kind of similar to wearing like a really smelly perfume. It's just very distracting, and you want to make sure that they're focusing on what you're saying and not what's on you or how you smell.
Okay, I wrote mine down. Okay, so the do's, make sure you iron your clothes. I know every day we probably don't, think about ironing, but it's important to look presentable, and it's really important to sell yourself. And also loose clothing, no tight pants, no tight shirts. And that goes into my don't, no cleavage for my females. It's important that, I know it's the world we live in, but we want to be taken seriously, so it's important that we kind of dress that way as well. And then no jeans or holes in them. That's it.
All right.
Okay, I can go. So now, I want to, before I get into my do's and don'ts, maybe we can talk about, where you will wear business professional to and where you will wear business casual to. So for me, and we can all chime in, I think business professional is definitely appropriate if you're going to an interview. Or with us being having one of the biggest career fairs. At the career fair, I feel like I'm most successful and I feel good when I'm in business professional, in a nice suit. I would say business casual, depending on where you're working, I feel like that would be an everyday going to work business casual, like a blouse and some slacks with some low heels and or some flats, something like that. And then y'all know, where else would you say business casual or business professional?
I think a lot of the stuff that we do on campus could be business casual too, like the interest meetings, when you go to interest meetings for different things, and then also if you're just having a general meeting, so for instance when you guys have your council meetings, so I would think that would be good for business casual as well.
Cool.
It's definitely, I would say, business professionals, definitely more formal settings, more so a speaker coming, maybe presenting something like that, and then casual, you just usually just listening, just chilling, cool vibes. So very important.
Cool. Okay, so for my number one do, a lot of people don't know this, but on the back of your business suit, it's a cross, and it connects the flaps on the back. You always want to make sure that you cut that before you go to where you're supposed to be. Because a lot of people catch it, you know, or like they'll like, because I remember going to the career fair as a freshman last year and I didn't cut mine. And nice enough, like one of the recruiters had said like, hey, next time make sure you cut that or break it. Like more than likely, like you want to cut it because like you don't want the thread to be loose.
Right.
So that's a really big one that a lot of people are not aware of. Another do is this is also going along like with the suit or anything that you're like wearing, to have like something like if you're able to like to get your things tailored to your body, just because it fits better. Like you might be able to fit like a 4, but like a 6 is too big, but like the 4 is kind of, you know, so like getting it like tailored to your body, it makes it look a little bit more nice, and it also shows like you put a little bit more effort into how you look because it looks like, you know, it fits you. And then to my don'ts, this goes along with what Kaden was saying about the jewelry, but like not having things that are like distractions. So when it comes to perfume and cologne, I know for me sometimes cologne is just a little
just
loud, you know, like perfume can be too, but like just make sure like if you're going to like an interview or going to an event or something, that you're aware of the other people around you and the people that you're talking to, because like you want the people to be listening to you, not smelling you.
Exactly.
Right.
So you know, like you want them to be paying attention to you. So either one spray or none at all, honestly. Like I just feel like with perfume, I just go one spray, you know, and then we're cool.
Right.
Yeah. And then for my last don't, I had already kind of brought this up, but like when you're wearing, for the ladies, like if you're wearing heels, don't try to go like, this is not like, I feel like for business professional, business casual, you don't need super high heels, you know, especially like bringing up the career fair again, like you're walking around, even like if you're at work, business casual, like if you have a job like where you're moving around the office or whatnot, you don't want to have these big heels on, you know, like when the little ones are, you know, they still do the click clack, you know,
Right.
they're, you know, they're more comfortable. And yeah, so that would be another don't. Just thinking about comfortability as well when you're dressing, and yeah.
It's real. It's real.
Alright, so for my dues, we kind of hit on a few of them already, but for my dues, the main one is kind of the colors. I prefer to go black, blue, or gray, just because those are the calm colors. You walk in, they're not too loud. You don't want to go to an interview as like a fashion contest. You're not going to show them how well you can dress. You're going to show them how well you can think, how well you can do whatever task you need to do. And so I feel like that really covers that entire basis. My other thing is, now this is kind of nitpicky, but like always match your belt with your shoes. So like, it's like brown with brown, black with black. Just because like those small things, recruiters look at, okay, oh, he's put together very nicely, or he knows what he's doing. And so that just always helps. My don't kind of we already touched on, no excessive jewelry. Once again, you're not going to show off how much money you have, or how flashy you can be. You're going to get the job, get the position that you want. So there's no loud jewelry, and also an accessory. So like ties, handkerchiefs, they don't have to be excessive designs or very loud colors. They can be really calm, but just confident, you know. And I feel like you put those all together very well, and you'll be very successful in your interview. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of ties, making sure you're wearing a tie.
Yeah.
A lot of business professional without a tie, and
Go ahead.
but that was just one of my dues. Please wear a tie. That was one of them. So.
It's good. It's good.
And know how to tie it correctly, because I've also seen
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
ties.
Tying a tie is not easy.
incorrectly.
I watch a YouTube video every time. So
I have a,
go ahead.
I just have a question for the guys.
What's up?
When do you know when to wear a tie and a bow tie?
That's a great question.
That's a good
Because
question.
So for me,
Uh,
business casual, this is casual to me, like since without the tie, but I know it's like still a suit though.
okay.
But this would give like business casual, no tie, cause I would have been late, like for real. So you know, I just be cool, but yeah. So that's why I would say casual attire, but professional, obviously attire. You know what I'm saying?
Would you wear a tie or a bow tie though with it? Would you wear like,
Bow tie, I don't really do bow
yeah,
ties.
preferably like in professional setting, I normally keep it just regular tie, because the bow tie is more like the flashy fashion side. Now let's say you have the job and one day you come inside and you're like, okay, I just want to look a little nicer.
Yeah.
Then you can throw the bow tie on here or there, but for the most part, it's a regular tie.
Overalls, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I'm not a guy, but I like when I see bow ties, like if I go to like a formal event, like where it's like a formal wear type of event, like a what do you call it? A black
gala.
tie,
Yeah.
like a
A
gala,
gala,
event like that, award show, you know, something like that, a nice little black bow tie, you know, any bow tie really, like that's where I usually see men wearing bow tie, but I don't think like bow ties are, like he said, like I don't think that would be appropriate for like business professional. Like I think that goes into like formal attire.
Yeah.
I have another question for you guys. Can you touch on what kind of shoes guys should wear? Like loafers versus...
Okay. Okay. So a loafer to me is supposed to be worn, if you have your pants tailored up a little bit, like socks showing a little bit, I would wear a loafer. Like no sock though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe just a shirt, pants tailored up a little bit, loafer. That's cool. No socks. But if you got like a suit on and you walking around with loafers on and like no socks, I just feel like that's not okay. That's not okay. You need a dress shoe with some socks. And that goes into like one of my dudes, basically, don'ts actually. Don't wear Nike socks. Like make sure y'all, if you're a guy, get you a pack of dress socks, you know what I'm saying? So just so you can have them just on you or in your dormitory or whatever. Pull them up, just make sure you're straight with that. And then also another don't I have, I know it's kind of hard to manage this, but try to get a haircut. Like, don't come in there without no haircut. Try to be crispy, clean cut. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a guy and a girl interviewing you. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be looking at that. And then one of my dudes, this is very important. He took the one on the belt, so I keep that. But the pin, like your pin should always be on your left side, above your heart. So, gentlemen, just make sure y'all, recognize that when you're wearing your suits and stuff. So yeah, that would be my do's and don'ts. Okay.
I have a question for Nayla.
Okay.
So how do you feel about, so we're in a trendy generation, right? And so girls always want to, we want to wear platforms. Yes. Sometimes we want to wear suits. Yes. How do you feel about?
I like a good pantsuit, like a very nice woman empowerment pantsuit. I really enjoy that, and something that I'm working towards right now. Also, shout out to Aggie Source. They have very nice pieces of clothing that you can get for free, and I did not even know that. I thought you had to pay, and so I'm gonna be heading over there very soon. But I do like a nice pantsuit. It makes me feel more empowered. Like I'm not necessarily that I'm supposed to be in the room, but I feel more equal with everyone else in the room. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. I like that.
All right, that's good. And yeah, I did kind of want to touch up on Aggie Source a little bit. Aggie Source is a great resource. If y'all haven't heard about it, established in 2021 by the Office of Leadership and Civic Engagement. Basically, all it takes is a submission through 1891 Connect, and you can go in there. You can either donate clothing that you might have that you don't wear anymore, or you can buy some, or not buy, but just get some clothing and use it. So for events and stuff like that. So that's a great source to have on campus if anybody did not know about that. And they do appointment only. So like I said, 1891 Connect, okay?
I would add one more thing. I'm not sure who it's tied to. I don't know if it's with Aggie Source, but I know at the beginning of the year that A&T has a partnership with JCPenney.
Yes.
And on Handshake they usually send you out the information for that. So I remember at the beginning of the year I got a Handshake notification, and it was just saying, a reminder, we do have a partnership with JCPenney, and if you just sign up through Handshake, they sent the coupon and the days and the times that JCPenney was doing it for the A&T students.
Yeah.
So that's another good source as well.
And they were taking, I know they were taking students to Four Seasons. Even if you don't have a card, you can still go. So, and that's really nice.
The resources are here.
They are
here. Yeah. And it's actually cool. Did y'all high school have one of those?
No.
My high school, believe it or not, they had something similar to Aggie Source, and it was kind of cool. They donated ties and stuff for students.
Lost and found.
All right.
We didn't have
Kind of whirly wave,
Okay, so now we'll kind of transition over to some of the things that you all have to say. Some of the pieces of advice that y'all wanted to bring to the table today.
Yeah.
Okay, well, one of my questions for you guys were understanding dress code. So when you get these formal invitations to conferences or business meeting, how do you understand what to wear? I know the big fancy ones, the semi-formal, black tie. How do you go about and figure out what to dress for this?
I would start off by, I remember somebody telling me, if you don't know like what to wear, always go a level above what you're supposed to wear because you never want to be underdressed in a professional setting. So I would say that, but also just like asking people, you know, just like a quick, you know, just asking somebody or just analyzing like, okay, like if I'm going to like we were talking about before, like if I'm going to like a gala, should I be wearing a button up and pants, or do I need to put on a black and white, do I need to put on like a tuxedo, you know? So just analyzing, like looking at the flyer, like different like keywords and things like that is a good thing as well.
I definitely say like do your research. Look at like if they've held that event like a year ago, see what was the dress code a year ago.
Right.
See what people normally wear. Cause like you said, you never want to be underdressed, so you better be overdressed. So you always feel confident, like you're supposed to be in the room.
Absolutely.
Also, a rule of thumb is if you have to ask yourself if it's appropriate, it's
probably not.
Right. Just make sure that you're 100% confident that you're appropriate for the occasion.
Like Mariah was saying, I'm big on asking questions. So like, I'm just gonna be straight up. So what do we wear? Like, I'll go on Pinterest, be like, is this what we need to wear? Stuff like that. So it's like, I'm just gonna ask.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That was a good question.
And it's just very important to read the flyers. Like anywhere you're going, like if it's a meeting, if it's a speaker, read the flyer. Like know if you're gonna wear business casual or business professional. Just read the flyer.
Attire is always important.
And like, let's say you have to travel before they give you like the actual attire. I just like the pack box because I'd rather carry a little bit extra on the plane than be over there and not have a suit when I need a suit and all I have is a polo or something like that.
What's up? Yeah.
So alignment with appearance and behavior. So I know like we're dressing nice and we're in our business casual or our business professional. Our behavior and our conduct while wearing that. What are some things that you look for when we're coming into our career fairs? How are we acting, our behaviors like that too?
As far as behavior, since you got professional attire on, I would hope that you would act professional. Have some sort of decorum about yourself, like attire. It gives off that first impression. If you look good, you most likely sound good. You know what I'm saying? So that's always important. As far as how you should act, though, I mean, you can't really tell people how to act, but
I think it's really big on like first impressions. So you know, like if I saw you outside and we just met, I could say, "Oh, what's up? How you doing?" If I went to career fair, so good evening, how are you? Like things like that. It's kind of picks up the way you communicate. Go in confident, you're going for a handshake, not necessarily like like a dap up, things like that. Those are ways you act like more professional.
that's true. That's true.
Also, I think it's the way you walk into a room. Like when you walk in with confidence, with your head up, knowing that you're supposed to be there, that's a big thing too. You don't want to walk in with your head down, and then everybody can tell that you're not confident.
Very true.
I would say like act like you're trying to sell something. When you're trying to really sell something, you're gonna like really try to sell like, hey, it's gonna cost this much. You should buy it because So like when you're in professional clothes, that's how you should be acting. So you need to sell yourself because for that internship or that job, you just want to look the part and be the part. So that itch.
I have a question for the boys. So I always like at different events, like if I see boys with like a suit on, I see them like unbuttoning it and buttoning it again. So what's the rule? Like why do y'all unbutton and button again?
You don't sit down with your shoe button. It's like a weird little pop. It's just like it's not formal.
Right.
So when you're sitting down, you unbutton it. When you stand up, you button it back up.
I've always wondered about it.
And it's always the first button, the one at the top. So yep. Everybody right.
I have another question for you guys.
What's up?
What about like colors of socks? Like does that matter? I know I see a lot of like patterned socks.
It don't just depend on the flashiness with it. Like some guys
That's what I'm saying.
some guys do like a sock that might match their tie or might match their their suits or whatever. I mean, socks don't really matter per se, but if you're in a business setting, I would prefer like black socks, gray socks, or navy blue.
Yeah, I was told like let's say you get the job, the more comfortable you are, that's one of the one places where you can kind of show your personality a little bit with like maybe sort of kind of like color brighter sock or like polka dot, something small like that because it's small and subtle but it still shows personality. But for like interviews or first impressions, I definitely go something unnoticeable like tan, black, blue, something like that. So.
I have a question for the guys. So I know we talked about jewelry before, and it's mostly talking about females. How is it for jewelry when guys wear the earrings, the hoops, the necklaces, chains? What is too much for y'all?
I was told anything past like kind of like the stud size, not really to wear to an interview. A lot of times they recommend just because of the way the world is that when we go to interviews, you normally take our jewelry out just to be safe, like on the safe side. But I heard anything like over a stud, you probably shouldn't wear regardless.
Yeah, for me, I would do. I don't really like. I could put a nice earring on, you know what I'm saying. But if I'm finna go somewhere or like do something professional or something, I usually take my earrings out just because you never know. And then, dang, as far as watches and stuff and like jewelry like that, y'all have never seen me wear a watch because I don't got watches out. If it's not a Rolex, like, I'm just wearing. But like, I don't wear watches because it just shows that you're flashy. And sometimes when you go into an interview, that's not what they want to see. Like, be humble. No. Nothing against it. No, but like, a watch, you know what I'm saying? You want to go into it as humble as possible. And if you walk in there asking for a job and you got like a Rolex on or something, right? You don't need a job, you know what I'm saying? So always keep that in mind. So yeah, for jewelry. And necklaces and stuff, I will wear.
Yeah, if you're wearing a tie, like I never do the whole like tie outside.
Or if you got a chain, but put it.
Yeah, always tuck it, but never have it like outside under your tie, on top of your tie, none of that stuff.
And also, when it comes to wearing like button-down shirts, make sure y'all got a t-shirt under. I don't like t-shirts, but I'll put one on underneath this. You feel me? So yeah, that's important as well. All right.
Yeah, so pretty much all of mine were said. I will say something that I thought about as we were talking was guys who have their pants hemmed like too high.
Yes.
That has always bothered me because I'm like, why are you showing that much ankle? So just like, a good where you can see the sock, but it's not like I can see your socks, right? So that was something that I thought about. I personally like a good pattern when I am going out with business casual, like the patterns that you guys have on. Like I think that's very nice, just because I personally like to stand out. That's just how my personality is, but of course not too much. Let's see, we already touched on the jewelry. The heels, I definitely learned the hard way not to wear too high of a heel, just because my feet hurt really bad if I walk around too much. So just a nice heel. I will say, what do you guys think about dresses? Because I know a lot of people like to wear dresses when they're mostly doing business casual. If you have like maybe a nicer dress, doing business formal or business professional. But like, what are you guys' opinions on that?
I would say I'm okay. Like, I would prefer cause I do own suits. So it's like, if it comes to business professional, I will choose a suit over a dress.
Mm-hmm.
But when it does come to dresses, I do wear them for business casual. I just making sure that they are fingertip length, and then not like she had said before, not too tight.
Yeah.
Because it can easily turn into a not professional dress, And especially with women, we're all different sizes, cool. But just getting clothes that, like I said, that fit you,
Yeah.
So personally, I don't do dresses just because I want to be taken seriously, and I don't want it to look, too tight, too short, and even if it is long to me, it may look short to others. So I always try to go with a suit, pants.
This might seem like a weird question, but what advice would you give ladies who? Okay, so y'all know how when y'all sit down, I cross y'all legs and stuff.
Yeah.
What advice would you give people who sometimes might struggle with that?
What you mean,
Struggle
struggle with crossing their legs?
Well, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it might be too short or.
I would just say
The little,
The little ankle cross.
Yeah. How do y'all do it and keep it you know what I'm
I
saying?
cross, never ever cross your leg over the top of the other one. It's
Okay.
always if you have on a dress, if you have on pants and that's comfortable for you, cool. But if you have on a dress, I would just say a little ankle cross.
Okay.
Put them to the side, but never have your legs wide open.
Okay.
In a dress.
I got you.
It's just a thing, it's we're learning how to dress, with the different opportunities that we're getting, being on a college campus with the different events and stuff that we go to. So it's it's all a learning experience. So it's just something that you have to get comfortable with.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
the little ankle thing.
Yeah,
the
little
ankle
cross.
cross and put it to the
Yeah.
side.
For sure. All right. Well, any last minute remarks from anybody?
I did my last question.
Go ahead, man.
So, I know we're talking about business casual and like wear attire when we're in like professional environments.
Mm-hmm.
But what about in our classroom? I know like we come in we're, like on our campus. I know from like tours, people tell me like our teachers are like our professors are well connected. People in the outside world who have great resources like internships, job opportunities. So when we go into a classroom, do you guys want to present yourself like, professionally? So just talk about that, like how someone can come to a classroom. I know like it's hard at 8 a.m. you want to put those socks on and then pair of shorts, but like your major courses, like having that, like what would you guys wear or what was that?
I would say in my classes, like, I dress my personality when it's time to go to class. I'm not gonna lie, but going into that, I would never go in front of my professors, like, with some too short shorts or something that's, like, too open at the cleavage. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going business casual to class every day. Like, yes, our professors, like, if you learn them, they are very high status. A lot of them, like, with the different things they do, like, they don't just teach.
Absolutely.
But if you present yourself professionally, like, despite what you may have on, like, they'll know what student to go to, like, when it's an opportunity. Like, this student gets good grades, this student pays attention in class. Her outfit wasn't business professional, business casual yesterday. It was cute, but, I know who to go to when it comes to opportunities. I just don't feel like it's all the time necessary to go to class every day, business casual or business professional. I just don't think that's realistic.
Yeah.
But
I think like my
That's my
favorite
take.
mix is like right in between. Like she said, it's like really casual but appropriate because I feel like a business casual and business professional isn't really like realistic for every day. But also I'm sort of against the whole just going to class Crocs, sweatpants, just because it's like when you go and you're like at least in jeans and a shirt or something, you're just more focused because your body just knows, okay, I got my actual clothes and I'm awake, I'm attending. When you're going a little bummy, you're still like, okay, I'm sleepy, I'm just trying to get back to class, you're not really focused. If you're business casual, now you're putting in too much effort every day, so I don't really want to go to class, I don't want to get dressed, things like that. So I think that like that perfect medium, just casual but appropriate every day, really gets like the job done. So
Clothing can definitely change your attitude.
No, absolutely.
I grew up with a mom where she was like, you never know who you're gonna see.
Right.
Exactly.
So she would be like, you're gonna see the president. Like, so every day I try to dress like.
The vice president was here.
Exactly.
So,
I try to dress up to part. Like, I don't know who I'm gonna bump into. If I need to like spit a pitch real quick for my next round. So I try to dress like I'm gonna see somebody at court every day. Just in case.
And especially like if you have like a class presentation, even though it's a class presentation, like, it might be a little grade or something, do not come, y'all have to come in here. I feel like your professor should not have to tell you at this big age, like, to wear something nice or wear like business casual, just for you to present, like, you and your group, your team or whatever, y'all need to have something nice on. You'll probably get a better grade, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so just to see that you're trying, All right. Well, that will conclude our segment for today. We're going to shout out Myla Hudson, who is a double major student from Charlotte, North Carolina. Her major includes bio and psychology, so biology and psychology. So so shout out to her. If you see her around campus, congratulate her. Please keep up the good work, Myla. Thank you so much for tuning in today.